Alright folks, welcome back on board of this Alaska Airlines aircraft. As you can see here, we have just arrived not that long ago, Alaska Airlines Flight 717. We just finished boarding. The trucks have already left. We got the doors still open. So let's get going. This is now Alaska Airlines Flight 526 back to San Diego Lindbergh, which will be the final destination for this aircraft tonight. So with no further ado, let's get the doors closed, get the jetway pushed back, and get this mission over with. We are flying on VATSIM, however, there is no ATC at this point. Not a whole lot of traffic in the air, so I'm not even going to make any announcements, but we are going to still, monitor Unicom and let's see, we can't take that away yet, so I got to make sure the APU is fired up. And let's get rid of the jetway. There it goes, closing. Let's go up here. APU's got juice on it. Alright. Now we can get rid of that ground power and take the chocks off. And we can just do nose right, tail left, and go right back to the runway, right where we came from. So let's get our services pushed up. Okay. And we are going to do nose right, tail left.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Not a problem. Alright, so let's get our pumps on here. Let's get our anti-collision light.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
These on.
Locking gear.
Alright. And probe heat we will turn on in a minute. Make sure our APU bleed is on. Packs are off. Looks
Departure
good.
check completed. Live has been inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push.
Parking brakes are off.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
So all that looks good. Getting the master caution on the electric, no problem. As soon as we fire up the engines, that will not be an issue. Let's check out what our climb out speed, 150 is our climb out speed. However, I'll get it up to 175 just in case. I don't like doing it right on the mark. Got our runway heading. Let's get our flight directors on. Alright. So we should taxi out and hopefully find Foxtrot.
Set parking brakes.
Alright, we'll wait a second here. So we'll find Foxtrot 2 or 3. Take those to Foxtrot and then a right we'll do a right on Alpha.
Unlocking gear.
Alright.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass main removed.
Let's get number 2 going here. There we go. Got some action.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Let's throw in some fuel there.
Clear to start engines.
We already did that. Let's reset our transponder to 2200 just to show we're flying IFR. And there we go. And let's get number 1 on. Then we'll shut the AP off and we'll get going. Altimeter is 3026, which is what it was when I landed. So without further ado, we'll get this party started. Normally I'm quiet until we get in the air, but I'll just keep talking. You guys can hear my angelic voice here. Alright, so now let's get our Squawk Charlie on there. We got Squawk Charlie. We are monitoring Unicom. And let's just be nice here. And give a little information here. Just be kind of vague there. Let's get rid of that. Alright. Alright. So now we've got engines on. Let's go to continuous on those bad boys. Let's turn the APU off. Let's turn the bleed off, APU off, and let's get a better view. Alright, so now let's turn our packs to auto. Packs are on auto, APU bleed is off, isolation valve is on auto. Let's set our cruising altitude of 36,000 feet, and finally let's set our landing altitude in San Diego to 50. Last minute checks. We got our generators on. We got good DC volts. Let's get our probe heat on. Everything looks good there. Pumps on. And finally, let's get our taxi light on and let's do this. Alright. Let's see here. Let's get a nice straight shot here. Break off. There we go. Alright. And we have our flaps. Takeoff. Recall. Looks good. more over is Foxtrot, which is correct. Alright, we're not messing around. We're going to get these passengers where they need to go. Alright, so we're looking for Alpha for our next turn, and that'll bring us all the way down to runway 16 Romeo, or 16 right. Alright, in the meantime, let's arm our VNAV and our LNAV, get our auto throttle on. Can't hurt. Got this thing where I have to be looking straight in the cockpit. I need to get Easy Dock or Track IR, which hopefully Santa Claus, wink wink the wife, is going to give me. Funny thing is that she knows I'm in a flight simulator, so she doesn't have the familiarity with the flight sim world to know what to get me, so I had to make a nice little Christmas list for her. Alright, still on Foxtrot, scooting down the taxiway. And my wife is actually attempting to reach me on my cellular device. I'll have to catch her as soon as I get airborne. Alright, this is Bravo, and the next one will be Alpha. Alright, here comes Alpha. So we're going to do a hook boogie to the right. As soon as we get close to the runway, we're doing taxi, runway turn off lights and landing lights and strobes immediately. Trying to get these folks where they need to go. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the next 3 to 4 months I'm going to build a brand new computer from scratch, top of the line everything. I'm probably going to pay $3 grand for it, and I'm actually going to buy some software to actually do some video editing, make my videos better, turn my Active Sky Next clouds from 2 layers to 5, hopefully make a lot better videos. Hopefully with no, normally my kids are screaming in the background. They are asleep at this hour, thank goodness, so I'm able to make a video without anybody screaming in the background. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed for that. Still can't believe it's 8 days to Christmas. Actually almost 7 days to Christmas. Anyway, again, this is Alaska Airlines Flight 526 with service from Salt Lake City International down to Lindbergh International in San Diego. Flight time would be approximately 1 hour and 30 minutes. And our arrival will be the lucky one. Arrival into the San Diego area. Lindy transition for localizer 27. I'll record that and get us on the ground. Alright folks, let's go ahead and do what we do. strobe is on already. We're going for immediate departure, and I have to do that just because I don't have a co-pilot to do it. So normally I would have done it as I was passing the hold short line. But here in the sim world, everything is a single piloted jet, unless you got somebody cool to fly with you in a shared cockpit or something like that. Alright, I'm going to focus on the takeoff. I'll see you guys in the air. Alright folks, I just engaged the autopilot after hand flying it off on this WEVCO 4 departure, I believe it's called. And we're climbing through 7,000 now on up to our cruising altitude of 36,000 feet, or flight level 360. Pretty smooth takeoff. Looking at 18,800 pounds of fuel, so we burned roughly 1,200 pounds of fuel with our taxi and takeoff thus far, with burning the APU. It's a good night for flying. Winds are relatively calm and there's not a whole lot of precipitation anywhere to be seen. Some low-level clouds, about 10,000 or 10,000 feet. And of course, passing 10,000. Let's turn off the good stuff. Turn our lights off. Got continuous on the engines, and let's turn our projected takeoff brake off. Flaps are at 0. Gear is up. Let's turn it off. Gear is off. Auto throttle is armed. VNAV, LNAV armed. Looks good to me. And let's go up top real quick. Again, packs are on auto. Got our cruising altitude, our landing altitude. APU's off. Lights are off all the way. Alright. So looks good. So we're off at 18,000. I'll put it into standard and be cruising. Of course. Let's get this on FMC. Alright, what we got going on here? 230, 13,000. Okay, we just have some SID restriction. That's why the bird is leveling it out about 14,000. It's actually a little above where it should be. Oh, and there's the problem right there. Let's just fix that up. We don't want any madness going on. There we go. That'll fix that right up. Calculate everything so we don't do any type of descent on a departure, which just wouldn't make any sense. So at Jitlin, we'll start going back up. No big deal. Alright. So I'll see you guys on the descent, approach, and landing into Lindbergh. Thanks for taking off with us, and we'll see you on the other end.